Hey guys, it's Fancy and you're watching the Good Wives Network. And on the live today, I read an email that I wrote to Mr. Patterson earlier today, and he responded. And I think his response is very, very, very interesting. So let's dish, because there's a story there. So I first contacted Dan Patterson back on July 21st of 2019. I was asking him for the documents, anything that was not included in the FOIA, anything that was not included in the discovery file that I had from Gypsy, all of that. Okay. So, through our communications, he tells me that, that there is an understanding. Okay, here it is. This is what he talks about. This is the first one back. This was dated July 22nd of 2019. So he informs me the investigative records in Ms. Blanchard's case are closed records under section 610.100.2 parentheses 2 RMSO until the finality of the conviction of Mr. Godejohn by exhaustion of all rights of appeal. He is currently pursuing an appeal, and I assume will also file post-conviction relief motion following his direct appeal. It is my understanding that the discovery material that were transferred to HBO were given to HBO by Ms. Blanchard's defense attorney with her permission. Note that this release of the discovery materials violated Missouri Supreme Court Rule 25.09, which provides that discovery materials shall be used only for the purpose of preparation for and trial of this case. If you provide me with a physical address, however, I can mail you a disc, which he did and I have, that contains copies of the trial exhibits that the court in Mr. Godejohn's case has ordered may be disclosed. Sincerely, Dan Patterson. Okay, so I've asked him a couple of times, and he says that, so again, on July 21st of 2019, he says, the items you have listed are investigative reports. As I said in my email of July 23rd, Ms. Maselli, the investigation records in Ms. Blanchard's case are closed records under section whatever until the finality of the conviction of Mr. Godejohn by exhaustion of all rights of appeal. He is currently pursuing an appeal, and I assume will also file post-conviction relief motion following his direct appeal. I have mailed you under separate cover the exhibits from Mr. Godejohn's trial that court has received and deemed resealable. So then I messaged him again in 2022 when a lot of the appeal systems were over and we thought that Nicholas was going to be done with all of his appeals at the state level. So he says, Ms. Maselli, the post-conviction relief motion is still pending on Mr. Godejohn's case, and thus the records you have inquired about are still closed. The motion currently before the court involves allegations that publicity affected the case and the trial, so it would be inappropriate while the motion and any appeal of an eventual ruling on that motion for me to give an interview about it or the underlying trial. Sincerely, Dan Patterson. All right, so, okay, he also tells me Mr. Godejohn's post-conviction relief, this is in 2024, is currently under appeal and no new information has been released by the Greene County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. There were cameras in the courtroom during part of the post-conviction relief hearing, so I assume the new appeal footage you reference is footage from the pool cameras that were present during the hearing, and that is not something we would have access to. However, they sealed them so nobody could release them. Just so you know. All right, so now we are here to September 6th of 2024. And that's where I was asking, and he tells me that I need to go speak to the Missouri State Public Defender's Office so that I could get the post-conviction exhibits from the hearing. So that's his next thing. Now, today, here is my message. I wrote this at 12:41 p.m. today, and not only did I contact Mr. Patterson, I don't know why I keep trying to say doctor, Mr. Patterson, I also carbon copied the Attorney General. Now, the reason for this is because Into the Weeds and a content creator known by the name of Mandy have alleged that they tried for 7 to 8 months to get the emails from Gypsy from prison, and in their talking about this, they indicated that Dan Patterson's office and the AG's office is who helped get them. So I went directly to the source. Mr. Patterson, we have spoken several times over the course of the last 10 years. I have also copied the AG's office on this matter. It has been recently stated that you helped the host of Into the Weeds podcast and a creator named Mandy in obtaining Gypsy's prison emails. Can you confirm that you and the state AG participated in helping procure these? Also, would you be willing to assist in obtaining both Nicholas's emails and phone calls from Greene County and prison? Also, I'd like to obtain any communications from Gypsy stay at Greene County Jail, as well as any and all communication for the state prison systems. If there are any documents, transcripts, phone calls, etc. that have not been released or recently released that you have not given in the past from your office, I am requesting as well. I also have one more question. It ends up being a lot more questions, but it started off as one question. You stated to me before that the media played a huge role in Nicholas's trial, but you failed to prosecute Mike Stanfield and Gypsy Rose for leaking the discovery files to HBO and other media outlets. Can you please explain that decision? Also, Mike lied in court about the availability of Gypsy's medical records, and it was clearly in the communication that you collected from Gypsy's Facebook messages that you claimed were previously unrecoverable that she has a rare chromosome disorder that explains all the medical conditions Gypsy has, confirming that Dee Dee Blanchard did not abuse Gypsy Rose medically or any other way. You let a cold-blooded murderer walk free after 8 years and perpetuated the lies told by Mike, Gypsy, Rod, and Christy with the help of the media. May I ask why that decision was made? Why offer a plea deal at all? The mitigating circumstances were false, and I'm wondering, did you know that at the time? You appeared in these documentaries too, Mr. Patterson. Did you have access to the text message between Aaliyah and Gypsy and Nick and Gypsy? Did you have access to the medical files from Dr. Leigh Pashon showing that Gypsy Rose was lying about being abused? This all seems very suspicious, and the public deserves and demands answers. We await your response. Thank you, Fancy Maselli, Mad Ginger Entertainment, the Good Wives Network. So I did get a call. I did get an automated message back from the AG's office, and they have to get back to me within 3 days. But Patterson at 1:31 p.m. So I'm literally telling you, it was less than a freaking hour. He responds back, and this is all he says. And he doesn't even get my name right. Dear Ms. Faselli. He spells it with an F as if he doesn't understand that it's fancy Miss whatever. The Greene County Prosecuting Attorney's Office is not the custodian of records for inmate communications at the Greene County Jail or the Missouri Department of Corrections. Sincerely, Dan Patterson, Greene County Prosecuting Attorney. That's an interesting email back, Mr. Patterson. So again, you skirted all my questions, and my biggest one was, did you help them get these communications? And you didn't answer that. However, your answer of the fact that you're not a custodian for those records gives the indication that no, you probably did not help. And I'm waiting for the AG to respond to let me know about that as well. So I'm very suspicious of how you obtained these emails and where they came from. Do I believe that they're true? 100%. I'm just questioning how you got them. But I also wanted answers to questions that Mr. Patterson just won't give. I mean, he ignored every question in there. I wonder if the AG will answer. We'll see what he says, because something is afoot at the Quickie Mart. Have a good one from the Good Wives, serving up true crime, one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah!